Hello everyone, this is Southern Belle Whisper. I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm doing pretty well. This is my last day off, so out of 3, which was a nice little break that I got from work. But today is my last day off, and I wanted to make sure that I did a video for you guys before I go back to work, because God knows when I'll be able to make another video. Probably not for a while. But my mother, Mother Love Whispers, if you're not subscribed to her, is coming down at the end of this month. So I promised you guys that we will do a Christmas Mouse video on October the 30th. I don't know what time, probably after we eat lunch. We're planning on going to Olive Garden, which is a place that me and her and my niece Selena go to a lot when we're together. And then we're going to go to the Christmas Mouse, and we're going to make a video there, because don't think that I didn't realize that we did, last year was the first time in like 3 years, 4 years maybe. I don't know when the first Christmas Mouse video I ever made, but I know it's either 3 years or 4 years. But last year was the first time that we didn't make a video at the Christmas Mouse, and that was just because it was, me and my mom type of thing, and it just felt weird with her not being here. But since she's visiting, I was like, we should do a video at the Christmas Mouse. So that is what we're planning on doing. Hopefully, we've had her brother-in-law recently passed away. So with that happening, I hope, and he was a great man. My uncle was a great man. Very great man. One of the best. So this happened recently, so I just hope, I really miss my mom. And I just hope that the plans haven't changed since that happened. And I'm sorry if I sound selfish. I just really miss my mama. It's hard being away from her because we're so close, and she lives in Virginia now, so, and I live in South Carolina, so we never get to see each other like we used to. And that sucks. I think I took it for granted. I remember when she lived close to me before, she lived right down the road, and I always made an excuse because I'm either always working, or I guess I took that for granted when she was down here with me before. Anyways, I'm getting on a tangent, but I just wanted to let you guys know that that is happening this year. I thought it would be a really cool Nightmare Before Christmas type of thing. But today is not going to be about me and my mother. Today is going to be about Rubius Hagrid. If you guys don't know, the actor that played Rubius Hagrid, Robbie Caltrain, I'm probably saying that wrong. And it makes me want to punch myself in the face because I love him. But he passed away yesterday, and this one hit me like a bus. I don't know. See, I've read the book so many times. Like, I am actually in the middle of reading them again. I read them every year around this time. And I think this is the eighth time, sorry, that I'm reading them. And Hagrid is my favorite character. I love him so much. And when I saw Robbie as Hagrid in Harry Potter, um, the the movies are good, but they're not great like the books are. I'm more of a book fan, but when I watched Robbie as Hagrid in the Harry Potter movies, I just think they did such an amazing job um, casting him. He did such a great job. And so, as I read the books every year, uh, Robbie became Hagrid in the books, where I was like, you know, reading it like Hagrid would be talking. Like if Hagrid was talking in the book, I would read it the way Robbie did in the movies, if you guys understand what I'm saying. So now that he's passed away, I hope I'll be able to read the books the same way again. Sucks. He was a very, very special man. And as a Potterhead, this has really broken my heart. So, yeah, I was very sad about that. But I thought I would make a facts video for you guys about Rubius Hagrid, because he is my favorite, and in remembrance of him. And don't get me wrong, I was also very upset when Alan Rickman died too. He played Professor Snape, which is one of my favorite characters as well. And that one really hurt me too, but this one, Hagrid being my favorite character, this one really, really broke my heart. But I thought I would make a facts video for you guys about Hagrid, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this, and hopefully the sound is okay. So this is 25 weird things about Hagrid only super fans know. So let's see. Number 25 is Hagrid doesn't know cursive. Rarely does a series actually comment on the handwriting of its characters. So rare, in fact, the books never actually bother mentioning the fact in regards to Hagrid. Rather, it's the movies that indicate that Hagrid doesn't know cursive. To be fair, cursive itself has been fading away in recent years, but a man Hagrid's age probably should know it. Evidence to Hagrid's cursiveless abilities come from his official signature, which can be found on both the main wiki and Pottermore. In place of a fancy signature you see from Dumbledore, Hagrid simply spells his name how a child would. It makes sense though. He did get expelled when he was 13 years old after all. 24. The film suggests Hagrid is illiterate. At no point in the books is it ever indicated that Hagrid is illiterate. As far as we can tell, Hagrid is just a regular person who can read and write, you know, like a man in his 50s would. The movies paint a very different picture, though. From as early as the first film, it's heavily implied that Hagrid has some literary issues. Spelling's not his strong suit. Specifically, he doesn't know how to spell happy on Harry's cake and instead spells it Happee. It's not a great show of character on his part. Silly, absolutely, but not totally accurate. In many respects, it makes Hagrid out to be stupid, which any big enough fan would be able to tell you simply isn't the case. So true. 23. Hagrid's biggest fear is Voldemort. Bogarts can infer quite a lot about a character. It's an idea based off a universal truth. Our fears define us. What we fear can spur us to grow or stunt us. The Bogart is a means of looking deep into a character's psyche and analyzing in text where their mind goes at their darkest place. Perhaps fittingly, Hagrid's Bogart manifests itself into none other than the Dark Lord himself, Voldemort. Given the history the two characters share, which we'll touch upon later, and how Voldemort has more or less torn Hagrid's friend group apart over the years, it's only fitting Hagrid fears him so intensely. I never thought about it that way before. 22. Hagrid does not have a Patronus. On the other end of the Bogart spectrum, we have the Patronus. Essentially the spirit animals of the wizarding world. Your Patronus is a manifestation of yourself at its most pure state. What your Patronus appears as says more about you than a Bogart, as it is a reflection of everything you hold deep inside you. Not everyone needs a spirit animal. Not everyone is competent enough, a wizard, to have a Patronus, though. With no formal training past his third year, Hagrid naturally lacks a Patronus. He's not the only named character in the series to lack a Patronus, but he is arguably the most important character who explicitly lacks a Patronus and cannot manifest one. 21. Hagrid actually doesn't eat enough. Hagrid is a massive man, or so the books lead us to believe. While his conical height of over 11 feet certainly paints a portrait of a ludicrously larger-than-life man, J.K. Rowling perhaps did not put nearly enough thought into his weight. Where Hagrid's conical height is over 11 feet, his conical weight doesn't even touch 290 pounds. As a result, Hagrid is ferociously underweight. With a BMI of roughly 10, Hagrid should be an 11-foot-tall twig with no muscle mass or internal organs. For Hagrid to be a healthy man, he should be over 400 pounds, but he's not. He's not even 300. It's a miracle he's even alive, considering his body mass index. Wow. 20. Hagrid is the only major character to be expelled. Despite the fact that Hagrid's expulsion is mentioned fairly early in the series, it almost seems as though Rowling is setting up the idea that another character would be expelled. After all, isn't it just natural writing technique to knock two birds with one stone? Develop a character and foreshadow the plot. Hagrid's life really is not all that great. That said, Hagrid's expulsion is very much just a means of establishing how awful Tom Riddle is. As a result, Hagrid ends up the only major character to get expelled over the course of the series. Not even just the course of the series, though, but in general. No one else suffers as bad a fate as Hagrid. 19. Hagrid is a savant at non-verbal magic. Hagrid is quite the interesting character. Despite never finishing his formal training of Hogwarts and completely lacking a traditional wand, he can still pull off the occasional feat of magic. His umbrella may or may not work as a replacement for his wand, but that doesn't change the fact that, more than once in the series, Hagrid actually uses nonverbal magic, an incredibly impressive feat that even the most competent wizards fail to consistently pull off. For Hagrid to pull off nonverbal magic is quite the big deal. 18. Hagrid is the physically strangest main character in the series. While there are stronger characters in the series, hello, every single giant, Hagrid is easily the strongest of the main character. Despite his weight discrepancies, Hagrid could pretty much throttle anyone in his path if he chose to do so. Of course, he's a gentle giant, so he does not choose to do so, but that doesn't really diminish his strength. Had Hagrid finished his schooling at Hogwarts, he would not only be quite the impressive wizard, but he'd also be able to overpower any threats through sheer force of strength. Maybe it's for the best he was expelled. 17. Hagrid can't fly broomsticks. As Hagrid never finished his Hogwarts schooling past its third year, he's missing out on quite a few important wizarding skills. Interesting, while room riding isn't something all students will necessarily learn, it is implied that he indeed tried to learn the craft, as Hagrid claims he can't ride a broom because of his massive size. It does actually make a great deal of sense. Even though Hagrid inexplicably doesn't weigh all that much more than an overweight person of an average height, he does have an incredibly long body. In turn, it would be far too difficult for him to properly balance on a broomstick. I don't think my video is going to make this whole list, but I'm going to do as many as I can. Oh man, I love this. The story begins and ends with Hagrid carrying Harry. Before you finish typing that comment, stating that the story ends not with Hagrid carrying Harry's body, but with the ever-controversial epilogue, let's analyze what the story of Harry Potter is. At its core is the life of Harry Potter and how it intervenes with Voldemort's. At the climax of the series, Harry seemingly loses his life. It begins and ends with a man carrying a boy. The story begins improper with Hagrid carrying a baby Harry to the Dursleys' doorstep. That is the inception of the chaos. The true mythology of the narrative ends not with the epilogue, but with history repeating itself as as Hagrid carries a seemingly deceased Harry away from the battlefield. From there, fate can be broken, and Harry can end the story that tied him to Tom Riddle. That's very nice. Maybe I'll finish this, the facts at another time. But I have to get my husband's phone back to him. I'm using it to read the facts off of, because I have a bad memory, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you are a Harry Potter or Hagrid fan, please let me know down in the comments, and I'm sorry that I sound so tired in this video. I am pretty tired still, so from work, even though this is my last day off, I'm still pretty tired. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope the sound was okay. And I love you guys. I will be talking to you soon. Okay.